Right, so I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So, coming back with Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. Let's start at the 19th verse. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou layest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house, and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and that the days of your children, and the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers, to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. And there's something I want to, come back to, is when it says you shall teach them to your children, and in the Hebrew will be to your sons, but that's also including the daughters. And what's happening is that, like I mentioned before, that's not what's going on within Israel. We're not teaching our children the laws, the statutes, commandments. We're more so teaching them to go to high school and graduate college and, get a good job, get a good house, get a nice house and a nice car and live your life. This is what our people are teaching our children. Instead of letting our children know the fear of the Lord when they wake up in the morning, praying to the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shah, fear the Lord, and teaching our kids to keep the commandments of our power. But instead, our people are more focused on, like for an example, I saw this video of a Judite, a Eve, pretty much teaching her daughter how to put on makeup, man. How to wear long nails, and how to wear the littlest clothes, man. That's madness. Our women are supposed to teach our children how to have order about themselves, because it states that in the book of Timothy. It states that's in the book of Titus. And instead, what is the grandmas teaching them? Well, that was a YouTube video that I came across. What his grandma told her daughters. She said, what I always taught my daughters, and what I want my daughters to teach their daughters, is that if men ain't shit, they need to move on and find a man that is something. And this is coming from a grandma, man. So if we got grannies teaching their daughters these things, and then their daughters are teaching their daughters these things, then it's just a cycle of disorder within the home. So if this man that you're with, you deem to not make you feel right or whatever, you just gonna get up and leave him? Well, that's not what the law teaches, man. The law doesn't teach that. That's these wicked ass people that teach those things. Our grandmas and grandpas. Like, how are you sitting up there telling an elder man how he should walk, and you sitting there going back and forth with an elder man? He's an elder. He's supposed to have somewhat of understanding. He's supposed to teach the generation after him. His wife is supposed to teach her daughter how to walk as a woman, how to walk in the laws of the Lord. Supposed to teach the son how to walk in the laws of the Lord, and have him prepared for battle once he get to a certain age. But that's not going on, man. You got boys. You got these dudes at the age of 30 still living with their parents, man, in the basement. You got these niggas living in the houses, in their mom's houses, smoking weed and chilling on a video game all day, man. Not teaching them anything. So, and then these cats grow up just learning how to live what they call life on their own, because the ones that's before them are just as bugged out. So how can somebody that's bugged out teach the generation after them? They're gonna bug out the generation after them. So again, Deuteronomy 11 and 21, that your days may be multiplied. And that's why, you got Jake dying at such young ages, man. Because if you're not keeping the laws of the Lord, then how can your days be prolonged? That if the scriptures tell you that the wages of sin is death, this is the reason why a lot of you Jakes out there are being gunned down by each other. So it says that your days may be prolonged. This is why you coming down with diseases. This is why you coming down with viruses, bacterial infections. You're dying of heart attacks and strokes. Because you're doing everything contrary to how the Lord told you to walk in order to live. That your days may be multiplied, and that the days of your children and the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers, to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you, well, how can you do that when you got these pastors telling our people that they don't have to keep the commandments, that they're saved under the blood of Christ? They're both in the same, because the commandments is the word of the Most High. And the word of the Most High is given unto the Son. And the Son deliver that word unto the angels, and the angels deliver that word unto the prophets, and the prophets deliver that word into the people. But living in the time that we living in now, that's not happening. Now the word that's being passed around is that bag, man. Bag. Get the bag. That's the word that's being passed around. Get the bag. They're not worried about judgment. They're not worried about being delivered. They're not worried about getting the hell out of here. They're not worried about the destruction. They're not worried about none of the things that's going to come to the world, but get the bag. And that's majority of the time, that's all these women are talking about. I want a nigga with a bag. I want an 8-figure nigga and all that, 6-figure nigga and all that. A lot, look, let's be real, man. A lot of you cats, and I don't want to get off topic, but I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get back to the scripture. But a lot of you cats that are with women today are only with women due to the fact that you got a little bit of bread, man. If you didn't have that bread, a lot of these women that a lot of you cats are with today would get up and walk out on you and or commit adultery on you while they with you. So let's be real. These women commit adultery on you even if you have money. So again, let's keep going. Deuteronomy 11 and 22. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments, which I command you to do, to love Yahweh your power, to walk in his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will Yahweh drive out all these nations from before you, because we're in captivity. We have been in captivity for the longest of time, for breaking the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, when the Lord told us to keep his laws, statutes, commandments. You go into the book of what was that? I want to say that was Leviticus, the 26th chapter. Let me try to get that. What did the Lord say? I think that's Leviticus. I think it's Leviticus 26. Right. Here we go. Here. Leviticus 26 and 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven images, neither rear ye up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am Yahweh your power. Ye shall keep my Sabbath and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahweh. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them. That was actually another one that I wanted in here. Let me see. I think it's right here. Right here. Leviticus 26 and 13. I am Yahweh your power, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye shall not be their bondmen. And I have broken the bands of your yoke and made you go up upright. But if you will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgment, so that ye shall not do all my commandments, but that ye break my commandment, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning og, that ye shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemy shall eat it. So there you go, man. There you go. You know, this is why it's important to keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments. This is why the Lord have given us the laws and commandments, so we can live, man, and not be consumed by our enemies. And what has happened? We're being consumed. We have been consumed by our enemies. You got Jake over here going through it, man. Jake getting evicted, getting kicked out. You know, Jake over here going through it. But hey, you know, this is what happens when you prefer, you know, living a life of wickedness, man. Jake gets shot waking up out of his damn bed by a damn white police officer, man, that was aiming to kill a Jake, man. The nations have consumed you. So I'm going to end it from there and say, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, the ones, the apostles, and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'd like to say, Shalom.